ناشفين فيه وحاطين عليه اسيد والدنيا قلت له احطه. لك يا عمي قل له لنبي زعلان مني قل له ماركوس معي بالشام.
Well, first of all, I want to help Ahmed somehow.
Think about Ahmed as a sample for thousands.
I just can't believe
Yes.
that there are such evil people
Yeah.
that would do this kind of thing. They were once neighbors.
Those
They knew
are-
each other. God loves him very much.
Yes.
And will bless him. And we will all honor him for the things that he has suffered. Our time here is not wasted.
Places here. عبد له انت حضرت. اهلا وسهلا دكتور هاشم. اهلا وسهلا. الحقيقه السوريه كما هي. الانسان السوري شو ما يعاني، الدوله السوريه شو
is a vascular surgeon and he used to head the department of vascular surgery for a long time, and now he is the general director of the hospital. He said, I'll give you one example. In the morning shift yesterday alone, because of the mortars, we had one casualty, one died. One had a complex injury, which was a complex injury. The complex injury, it's an injury that needs more than one medical specialty to deal with it. And they had several wounded people, basic wounds. Then, also in the morning shift, in the noon, they received more injuries from Mazze, 86 area here. 10 to 12 injuries. They had to admit them into surgery and to perform basic surgery on them, and we're still in the morning shift.
Both the
doctor is saying that the shelling from Damascus
they are unable to stand at any place nearby Damascus.
He said also, another example, we had staff from the Ministry of Education who were coming in from Hama province in central Syria.
Thank you.
And while they were driving to Damascus, in a certain stretch of road, a rebel sniper fired at them. Yes, killing one of them and injuring two more, whom we are doing surgery on right now. The person who was killed, the bullet came through his neck, and it was a sniper rifle bullet. Any citizen or any tourist maybe visiting Damascus could be injured. 12 injuries. These are and 5 dead.
وإذا بيحب الأسماء ممكن نقول له
وأعمار. He has this is the name, first name, last name, father, mother, date of birth. If you take a look here, 3 from the هذول 3 من نفس العائلة ما هي؟
نعم.
You see, these are Hiba, Aya, and Hussein.
يعني عائلة
3 children from the same family are killed, born in 1990, 1996, 1991.
عائلة طالعة قاعدة بالحديقة اجت قذيفة عليهم.
The shell fell on the family as they were sitting in the park. He said the doctor had to stay in the emergency room till very late at night yesterday because of this. We managed to patch everyone up who was injured in these attacks, regardless of their political affiliation. We don't ask them whether they like the regime or not. We just provide our services to them and patch them up.
I have a question.
Please.
If we were going to help you, how would we help you?
أنا برأيي في عدة طرق للمساعدة. نحن لا نشكو من الكادر الطبي نهائيا.
We have no shortage in terms of medical.
ولا نشكو من حماس الكادر الطبي.
Nor do we have any lack in enthusiasm with our staff.
وهناك إرادة قوية عند المواطن السوري بالحياة والبقاء والخروج من تحت الرماد.
And the will, we have a very strong will. Every Syrian citizen have a very strong will to resurrect everything from under the ashes.
لكن نحن بحاجة إلى بعض التجهيزات الطبية.
But we are we need supplies. some equipment,
ونحن بحاجة إلى بعض المعدات المساعدة.
and some kind of
auxiliary.
auxiliary equipment.
وأنا بحاجة جدا لمنظومة إسعافية من سيارات نقل ويعني تجهيزات الخاصة. مثلا
We need ambulances and their equipment.
كتير هي هامة
Immediate.
في أرض الإصابة.
What I really need is
لكن-
to have the equipment necessary to start resuscitating the wounded or
لكن
the
هون في
injured
ملاحظة.
immediately once the ambulance arrives, and not wait until he reaches
لكن
hospital.
هون في مصابين بيضربوا على نفس السمت.
He said, the doctor said, I have to tell you one small remark that I have managed to gather from my experience. From our experience, usually after the first shell falls on a certain place, other people start rallying, trying to rescue those who were injured, and we noticed that the rebels would fire another mortar using the same coordinates at the same location, maximizing injuries.
وهذا بنظري كطبيب ممارس منذ 30 عام قمة التوحش. هذا هو التوحش، يعني ما في حرية للموت للجريح تنقذه. هي مسألة متوحشة.
As far as I'm concerned, as a practicing medical doctor for over 30 years, I can say that this is the climax or the ultimate level of savagery, because you're not even allowing the wounded person to get treatment by firing again once people are gathering. So, in summary, we need ambulances, tools of resuscitating the patients, and getting them to hospital as quickly as possible.
بالعربي والإنجليزي.
في إمكانية لتحقيق ذلك؟
Yes. If there,
I've asked him to get me a list of everything that they need here at the hospital.
he asked us whether if there is.
هلا
Are you able to do this?
Well, I delivered $1 million of supplies in Ghana, and they asked me for only a handful of things. I'll do my best.
قدم ملايين دولارات للمساعدة في غانا من حسابه يعني، وهو جاهز الآن ليساعد السوري.
شكرا جزيلا.
The Syrian people don't deserve the cruelty they are experiencing right now.
الشعب السوري بلد حضاري جدا،
Syria is a country of a great civilization.
والمواطن السوري بطبيعته معتدل وليس عنيف.
Maybe it's the climate, because they have never lived in the desert. They have such a moderate temper.
فهو بطبيعته مسالم ويشارك البشر إنسانيتهم، عنده وجدان إنساني.
So our first nature as Syrians is to be humane and not to act savagely towards other human beings. Many people wonder how come the Syrians managed to stay strong after all that has happened to them. And I think it is not because Syrians are wealthy. We're not wealthy, but we have a wealth of civilization, accumulated civilizations that went through these lands. He said towards the beginning of the crisis, we thought that if it went on for a couple of months, then we would have a problem. But now, years into the crisis, we found out that we have resources that we managed to tap into, inner resources. Speaking of the psychological ability to withstand all these difficulties that they're facing right now. And the doctor thinks that if left alone, without foreign interference, the Syrians' tolerance is their first nature, and they will reach a solution.
المواطن السوري غير متطرف بطبيعته ومتسامح.
Refusing radicalization is the first nature for Syrians. Marcus, even if there is, I find it very weird that the Americans perceive Syrians the same way they would perceive people of the Gulf countries, or through the people of the Gulf countries. We are nothing like them. We have nothing to do with it. And we are always being accused by the people of Saudi Arabia of having too much national pride. This comes from the fact that we as Syrians, we feel that we have a civilizational edge on them.
So if we have, would it be helpful to have medical personnel, doctors and nurses, do a rotation here from the United States to come here?
إذا أرسلوا كوادر طبية ممرضين وأطباء يعملوا جولات هون أو فترات.
جولات أو دورات تدريبية.
Courses, they do courses or rotations.
They would come here and spend 2 weeks and just provide assistance.
نحن مع أي تعاون مع أي دولة في العالم تحمل الصفة الإنسانية الطبية.
We welcome any cooperation from any country in the world as long as it is a humanitarian
سوريا.
and is in the right purpose. Yes, even in the times of the most radical communist regimes, they would still allow some kind of medical cooperation with the West. I used to work there as part of research teams. The reason the doctor is saying this is because of the sanctions, of the US sanctions and the EU sanctions, they find it very hard to get their supplies.
أما الحقيقة الحصار.
Now the problem we have in Syria, they're sanctioning not just the medication, not just the equipment, but also spare parts for the equipment that we have already bought.
فالأجهزة الموجودة عندك إذا عطلت ما فيك تصلحها.
If a piece of equipment you have goes out of service, it needs repairs, you can't repair it because there are no spare parts. Telling you this, we hope that everyone in the world, especially those who have an artistic view in things, who would be more
فهدول إحساسهم رقيق حول
you would have
الطرف الآخر.
a very good understanding of the suffering of others.
إنه هذا الحصار يمكن أن يصبح كارثة إنسانية
This
للمواطنين.
blockade, this sanctions on Syria could turn into a human catastrophe if it goes on like this.
I don't understand. There's too much going on. So tell me
The
what
doctor
they're
says
saying.
that he thinks the world won't be the same if the Syrians cease to exist. Like the Syrian element in the world.
I agree with that.
يتفق معك في هذه الرؤية.
That's why we're here.
ولهذا جئنا.
لذلك نحن يعني نعول عليكم
This is why we
على
depend
الأصوات
on you.
على الأصوات
And we depend on
الإنسانية.
your voice to get our voice across.